You won't believe how quickly this story has changed in just a few hours. What first seemed like a simple discussion about Claressa Shields, Lonnie Daniels, and the upcoming August 15th fight has now turned into something much bigger. Every new update seems to raise even more questions instead of providing clear answers. Earlier today, I explained why I believe Claressa is becoming more connected to the Zeus Network brand, and everything that has happened since then only makes that idea seem even more believable. If you look at every announcement related to this event, one thing becomes very clear. Almost everything connects back to Zeus Network and its popular Baddies brand. That doesn't seem like a coincidence anymore. In fact, the latest announcement might be one of the most surprising developments so far. Earlier, we talked about Big Lex and Taseki being added to the fight card for what was promoted as another pound-for-pound Baddies showdown. At this point, it looks like Zeus is leading most of the promotion. Instead of depending only on boxing fans, they appear to be targeting their reality TV audience and encouraging them to buy tickets for the event. That strategy becomes even more noticeable when you consider the main event itself. Claressa Shields is scheduled to face a 42-year-old opponent who reportedly suffered a brain injury in 2024, has an OnlyFans account, and has only competed in a small number of professional fights over the past several years. Because of that, many fans have started asking what direction this event is really taking. The more information that comes out, the harder it becomes to understand exactly what kind of show this is supposed to be. There is also something I mentioned earlier that many people may not have paid much attention to at the time. However, when you connect all the pieces together, the bigger picture starts looking very different. Back in February, when Claressa Shields fought Franchon Cruz-Dezern, Zeus Network cameras were reportedly everywhere around the event. Natalie Nunn even performed during the show. Later, there were claims that Franchon had no idea Zeus was filming parts of the event. According to those reports, she never signed any paperwork allowing her image or likeness to appear on a reality television program. Around that same period, rumors started spreading that Claressa Shields was getting her own show on Zeus Network. Those rumors gained a lot of attention before Claressa later explained during media interviews that the deal eventually fell apart and never moved forward. Not long after that, Claressa released her song Faithful. Around the same time, Zeus launched Zeus Records and began promoting its own Baddies theme song. Looking back now, the timing of all these events makes the overall situation much more interesting. If you go back even further, you'll remember that Zeus also streamed the undercard fights from one of Claressa's previous boxing events. Later on, Win Records appeared to follow a similar idea, by trying to build its own network around boxing and entertainment before eventually changing direction. The biggest difference is that Zeus has continued expanding beyond reality television. The company is now promoting music, reality shows, celebrities, and boxing all at the same time. Win Records never seemed to build that same level of momentum. Because of that, today's announcements don't feel random at all. Instead, they seem like carefully planned steps in a much larger business strategy. Earlier today, I already talked about the Baddies undercard fights, but before I could even finish discussing those announcements, another undercard fight was revealed. Honestly, it's becoming difficult to keep up with everything that's happening. Every time it seems like we've already seen the wildest possible matchup, another surprising announcement appears online that somehow tops the last one. This newest announcement claims that Ray J and Orlando Brown will step into the boxing ring for another so-called pound-for-pound Zeus showdown. When I first saw it, I honestly couldn't believe it. According to the promotional material, Ray J and Orlando Brown are expected to fight before the main event featuring Claressa Shields and K. Scott on August 15th. What immediately caught my attention wasn't just the celebrity matchup itself. It was the overall lineup. When you look closely, it seems like almost the entire undercard is built around Zeus Network personalities instead of established boxing talent. Claressa's opponent appears to be one of the few people on the card who isn't directly connected to the Zeus entertainment world. If that is really the plan, then this event is starting to look much more like a Zeus Network production than a traditional boxing event. That raises several important questions. Is the focus really on competitive boxing? Or is the goal to create entertainment that appeals to Zeus viewers? From the outside, it feels like the network is using boxing as another way to promote its own personalities and television brand. As many people already know, Ray J currently stars in a dating series on Zeus called Love Cam. The show follows the network's familiar style of dramatic relationships, constant arguments, and reality TV chaos. I actually gave the series a fair chance and watched a few episodes myself. At first, I was curious to see what it had to offer, but after a while, the endless fighting and non-stop drama became too much for me. Eventually, I stopped watching because it simply wasn't my type of entertainment. For anyone wondering, I don't even subscribe to Zeus Network. Still, with social media constantly sharing clips and highlights, it's almost impossible not to see what's trending. Whether it's short videos, reactions, or discussions, the biggest moments usually end up everywhere online anyway. That brings us back to the main point. What we're seeing now feels much bigger than a normal boxing promotion. Looking at the pattern of announcements, the celebrity matchups, the reality TV personalities, and the heavy branding, it seems like Zeus is putting its own platform at the center of everything. Instead of making the boxing match the main attraction, the company appears to be using the event to promote the Zeus brand itself. Whether that strategy succeeds or not remains to be seen, but one thing is clear. This event is starting to look less like a traditional fight card, and more like a large-scale Zeus Network showcase, with boxing serving as only one part of the overall entertainment package. If this is really the strategy, then Zeus Network stands to benefit in a big way. The company gets more attention, increases its visibility, and builds momentum for future arena events. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields may end up doing most of the hard work by serving as the main attraction while someone else enjoys the long-term rewards. That's the part of this situation that I don't think enough people are talking about. Many fans are focused on the celebrity matchups, but they may be overlooking the bigger business picture that's developing behind the scenes. The more I looked at the fight card, the more questions I started asking myself. Once you slow down and examine the lineup carefully, some of the decisions become difficult to understand. One of the biggest surprises is seeing Ray J involved in another celebrity boxing match. If you remember, Ray J already participated in a celebrity fight in the past. Afterward, he publicly shared that things didn't go the way he expected. There were discussions about the event itself, concerns about his health, and plenty of conversations surrounding everything that happened after the fight. That makes me wonder why he's stepping back into the boxing ring so soon. It feels like we're watching the same story play out again. This is exactly why I keep saying that some former celebrities seem willing to try almost anything to stay in the public eye. Whether it's hosting podcasts, appearing on live streams, joining reality television, competing in celebrity boxing, or creating viral moments online, they always seem to find another way to remain part of the conversation. Of course, there's nothing wrong with staying active or exploring new opportunities. However, there comes a point where you have to ask whether every opportunity is actually worth accepting. Not every headline is positive, and not every appearance helps build a stronger reputation. Sometimes chasing attention can end up creating more criticism than support. I also remember watching Ray J and Amber Rose together during a live stream not too long ago. From beginning to end, the entire broadcast felt unusual. It was one of those moments that left viewers wondering what they had just watched. When I combine that memory with this latest boxing announcement, it becomes even harder for me to take the event seriously. Instead of looking like a traditional boxing promotion, it feels more like an entertainment show built around internet-famous personalities. Think about the overall presentation for a moment. Claressa Shields has spent years building her reputation as one of the greatest names in women's boxing. She has repeatedly spoken about wanting respect for women's boxing and proving that female fighters deserve the same recognition as anyone else. Yet, when you look at this fight card, many of the undercard participants are reality television personalities instead of well-known professional boxers. That's naturally going to make people ask questions. Normally, when boxing fans hear the word undercard, they expect to see rising prospects, experienced contenders, or talented fighters trying to move up the rankings. Those matches help build future champions and give fans exciting competition before the main event begins. Instead, this lineup appears to be designed with social media engagement in mind. Celebrity names may generate online discussion, but they don't necessarily add competitive value to a professional boxing event. None of these celebrity matchups are helping fighters move closer to a recognized world championship or improve their standing with major boxing organizations. Because of that, it's fair for fans to wonder what purpose these fights actually serve from a competitive standpoint. Another question that comes to mind is how many established fighters from Salida Promotions will actually appear on this card. If the majority of the spotlight remains on Zeus Network personalities, then people are naturally going to question the direction of the entire event. The promotion begins to feel less like a showcase for professional boxing and more like a crossover between sports and reality television. Perception matters in boxing. Once fans begin viewing an event as entertainment first instead of serious competition, it becomes much harder to convince dedicated boxing supporters to fully embrace it. Celebrity boxing can certainly be entertaining, and there's clearly an audience for it. However, expectations are different when you're promoting a professional main event featuring one of the biggest champions in women's boxing. Fans expect the focus to remain on elite competition inside the ring, rather than internet personalities creating viral moments. The contrast becomes even clearer when you think about some of the opponents boxing fans have discussed over the years. Many people have wanted to see Claressa Shields compete against names like Lauren Price, Katie Taylor, Michaela Mayer, Shadasia Green, Chris Cyborg, or Hannah Gabriels in high-profile contests. Those are the kinds of fights that create excitement because they offer real competitive challenges and meaningful storylines inside the sport. Instead, much of the promotional attention now appears to be aimed at attracting Zeus Network viewers. That strategy may increase ticket sales and online engagement, but it also changes the overall atmosphere surrounding the event. Instead of focusing on championship-level boxing, the conversation shifts toward reality television stars and celebrity appearances. There is another issue that organizers should probably consider as well. In the past, there have been reports of chaotic moments at some Zeus-related events. If large crowds are attending mainly because of reality TV personalities rather than boxing, security and crowd management become even more important. Nobody wants the biggest story of the night to be something happening outside the ring. Fans should be able to enjoy the fights in a safe and organized environment without unnecessary distractions. When I step back and look at the overall business strategy, it seems like Zeus benefits no matter what happens inside the ring. Their personalities receive additional exposure, their platform gains more attention, and viewers are encouraged to subscribe for even more content connected to the event. At the same time, Claressa Shields is still expected to provide the credibility that comes with being the main event champion. That raises an important question. Is this partnership truly balanced? Or is one side receiving far greater benefits than the other? Then I notice one final detail that added even more confusion. The promotional caption encouraged fans to visit Zeus, while directing ticket buyers to Claressa Shields' social media profile. Honestly, that didn't feel like the polished marketing campaign you'd normally expect for a major boxing event. Instead of making everything clearer, it seemed to create even more uncertainty. At this point, I honestly don't know whether to laugh or simply shake my head. Every new announcement seems to create additional questions instead of building excitement. Imagine telling boxing fans they're about to experience a serious championship-level event, only to reveal celebrity fights featuring Ray J and Orlando Brown, while surrounding the entire promotion with reality TV branding. That's a very different image from what most people expect when they think about elite professional boxing. When you compare this promotional style with the way legendary champions and today's biggest boxing stars have traditionally marketed their fights, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. That's exactly why so many fans continue debating whether this event is truly being presented as a serious boxing competition, or whether it's simply another entertainment production with boxing serving as the backdrop. Maybe everything will come together once fight night arrives, but based on everything we've seen so far, each new announcement seems to create more confusion than genuine excitement.